Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Dead End here in City Skylines. Where last episode, guys, we built our very own university. It's now enabled us to kind of start creating nerds. Yes, guys, I said it. Freaking nerds right now. So many nerds that are hopefully going to expand, innovate, change everything within the region and eventually go on to make us tons of cash money moolah. So while we pull out the initial investment to make them smart enough, hopefully we'll reap back the rewards in the long run. Now today, guys, we're going to do the next expansion. Now we previously built that kind of ore industry for it to make money to fund some of the big projects that I need to get underway to keep progressing within Dead End. It's so far paid for the university, and it's now going to pay for our next expansion, which is an airport. We need an airport. We need to bring people from all over the world to Dead End, and this is what's going to set us up now to become prominent. At this point forward, once we got the airport in, everything changes because we then gone from this small little sleepy town of Tumbleweed into expanding into Las Vegas, and now we're going to be fully known around the world as the #1 casino destination where you lose all your money. All the monies, boys, all the monies. Now, guys, before we jump into this, if you do enjoy this, I want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you're new and here, make sure you do subscribe so you are notified when the next episode does come out. Now, we are back. We are back. And this is what we got in last episode. It's beautiful. Beautiful University of the ULW, the University of Las Vegas. We have 1,600 students right now. We are spending quite a bit of money. That's because we have, increased the academic staff stuff so we can hopefully get some academic works on the go so we can kind of level this university up. It's currently, our reputation is unrecognized, but we want people flocking from all over the world to get that sweet, sweet education in Las Vegas. We also set up the train lines as well. We now got color-themed train lines, which enable us to kind of tear through Tumbleweed with a lot of ease. And we also sorted out some of the heights and roads and stuff like that within around the train station because it got a little bit juicy. It did get a little bit juicy. Now, Sandstone Industry right now is requesting a lot more workers. And the problem is the fact that we were kind of having equal amount of citizens to jobs available, but since we got the university in, it's kind of sucked all those young potential workers into education, so it's kind of suffering a little bit. So we do have to increase our kind of residential capacity, more citizens in here, but we don't really have much demand, which I'm hoping this airport is going to change everything. Now, I've given it considerable amount of thought on where we can place an airport. Now, I could place it somewhere randomly and do really good transport connections, but I feel like that is not the vibe of this kind of series. I feel like this airport is solely going to be for Las Vegas because Las Vegas is the only city within the Dead End region where these small little towns dotted around. It makes no sense for them to have an airport, which is why we're going to have it here. But we need to make sure the airport has really, really good transport connections so these other little towns and stuff like that can eventually go on to utilize it. Now, I've given it a lot of thought, and I'm going to use the transport hub version of the Metropolitan Airport. Reason is because this comes with, it comes with helicopters, it comes with planes, obviously, but it also comes with a metro line. Now, at the moment, we have a metro line that has the ability to go all the way to our monorail station over here, which also links to our train line. So, by having the metro finally utilized by going to the airport, we can bring people to the airport via plane, hop on the metro, go to downtown Las Vegas, and either get onto a monorail or get onto a train where the trains go to all the individual towns around it. So that is really, really important that we do so. And I've also given it a lot of thought, and I think I'm going to place it, if I kind of zoom out slightly, around about here, which means I do need to reconfigure some of the stuff. Reason for it is, if I kind of like rotate it about there, look at the way the runways go. Whether they're taking off or landing, it's either going to go over the little stream this way or over the dam that way and land. So that is my thought process behind it, but the terrain is not ready for it. So we're going to have to do some configuring, which is not too bad. I mean, there is a big drop here, but we can reclaim some land to build this metropolitan beauty. So, bring the bus size down then. We're going to get that set at terrain height. What I'll do is I'll kind of generically push it all out, and then I'll refine it back to how I want it once I've got the airport kind of all in. Now, I don't know how big the actual airport's going to be for this area, but let me just quickly see right now. So if I dropped it in here, oh, damn, it's actually bigger than I thought. It's bigger than what I'm kind of currently zoning right now. So push this back a bit more. Right, we'll go quite drastically here, and then we'll terrain it to make it all nice again eventually. So that allows you to put it in here, and if I push it back to about there, now let's go in here. Because what I'm going to do, I'm going to reconfigure this road, this little U-turn here, and utilize this roundabout for the traffic for the airport. So let me see if I place it. Also, I'm trying to see the alignment of the Pyramid Hotel. If I placed it about here. About there, right? Yeah, let's just go there and let's see what happens. So that's the airport right now. I'll sort all the edging of the land a little bit later. But the road comes into here. I'm then going to try and utilize this roundabout. Do you know what? Actually, I don't think I need to to be honest with you. I can just kind of create a decent connection into it here. Maybe drop a small little roundabout there, and they can come from both directions. I think, you know what? I think we're going to do pretty okay with this. I think we are. But there's a lot of stuff we need to get configured anyway. So, first things first then, there's a big, huge bump in the middle just here. So we are going to kind of flatten it to where we kind of meet it out. We might as well just flatten the majority of all of this. I say flatten it. I'm going to like obviously smoothen off the edges and all that kind of jazz. I'm going to provide a few little bumps here and there, just so this area is not as flat as we're kind of making it out to be. So I'll try and connect these as well. Bring that down a bit. So even though it doesn't really look like much, and it still kind of looks flat-ish, but if you ever eventually build them there, we've got a lot of space to kind of work with. Over here then we have the train line. It does dip down. So I'm wondering if I can then kind of combine the drops on these to this. So it'll now be a case of I'll first smoothen it all. Damn, that's a big drop for the runway, isn't it? That really is. But is that part of the excitement of landing at Las Vegas? You know, you have those airports all around the world that are like have really, really difficult landings that they have to kind of accomplish. Is that part of the fun? The excitement of landing? You know, are we going to have like compilations on YouTube of people landing at Las Vegas? You know what I mean? You never know. You never know. So that dents in a few there. Let me just kind of see what the terrain looks like from this kind of angle. So I'm liking I like how we had like a little shelf hanging down before we did what we've done. Brush size right now. So me kind of flatten. We'll kind of do like some kind of border going around it, as if we have, you know, terrained the area for the airport. But then obviously we're going to have like chunks taken out of it. More bumps. Let me smoothen that off. And whatnot. Let me increase that brush size. Chop that in and then just smooth it off so we're creating that more angled effect. And like I said, yeah, I did like the idea of us having like a shelf in a way that kind of hung down. So kind of denting a bit there. Smoothing that there. Bring the brush size down. Play with dropping it down in certain areas again. And then bulking up in certain areas of the overhang. I like the idea of this. And then we just kind of smooth it. Oh, undo that. I thought I was smoothing in then. Smoothing it all out slightly. Into that little section there. Bulk this up. And then you can kind of get away with looking at like, you know, more refined as it drops down. Now this looks a little bit jazzy on the edges here. We just got to smoothen that out slightly a bit more. You could borderline create as like a cliff edge, but I don't want to do it in that kind of form. So bring the brush size right down. I'll half the strength as well. And then we kind of gently tap it. We'll try and go from underneath it first. There we go. And I suppose, yeah, it'll be part of the fun of like the airport's landing on such a cliff edge that you've got to get it right, or it's curtains for everybody on board. And we have we've also like kind of man-made and man-built and sculpted the land just for these freaking runways. I like the idea of it, I really do. So water almost touches it. I do a little crisscross here. There we go. I've never seen pipes be elevated like that. It's because it was once in a mountain, wasn't it? It's really weird. So it has the water. It doesn't have the power just yet. But we'll sort this out right now. So we've got a nice little loop going around if I use the same type of road. Actually, you know what I could do? Use a touch it mod. Upgrade it with the road that's got trees on. Not too bad. So what is the length of this road? So that is a 7. And then it's looking like it's doing a 3x3. So if that's a 7, if I did another 3x3. And that there then is a 4. So if that's a 4. We want to be able to get a snap in the middle, which might be a bit difficult. So let me just do them again. 3x3. I only want it to go across by a 2. So 3x5 and then up. There we go. We got our little section set up right now. So 3 by. You're gonna play these games, really? It really wants to play these games right now. Okay, if I go up by another 4. No, gotta go a bit more further than that, boy. What is going on? I just want to delete a little section here. There we go. So 3x3, 3x3. Now we connect that in. We're going to anarchy that there. And there we go. We have that connection directly in. So yeah, like I said, all I gotta do is then bring it into form a connection. I'll probably move it a bit further down and connect into there. Just so it's not too much close to that bend right there that could cause a few little issues. Probably stick a small little roundabout just for the sake of the traffic as well. So I turn the anarchy back off right now. So there's a connection point just there. So if I went by a 10, how far off is it? A 6 by a 6. And then we drop that in. So we'll anarchy that as well. So it doesn't want to fall into place too much. Now, is that okay enough, you reckon? If I stuck a roundabout on it? So we'll do a 2-lane. Well, it's going to be a 3-lane because of the size of this. That did not go how I wanted it to go. Right, looks like we're now doing it manually. Oh, it's a 3-lane road. Oh, okay. That's why I messed up. 3-lane road right now. Like I said, I don't know whether that's a bit too much. Or whether I keep it to a 2-lane. Because I don't really see the demand that's going to be on here that much. I don't see it. But yeah. Would we need slip roads? I think that is something that will eventually get in over time. The little kind of slip roads onto it. I just kind of see how much traffic ultimately comes from this area first. So that sets us up like there. We've got a little bit of space here. We can place down some trees and whatnot, make it beautiful. But yeah, this should be exactly how we want it to be. Now, we don't really have any power connected to it just yet. I could use the solar panel roads. These here to create little parking areas. Which also utilize and create power for us. Which from the get-go, it's got the power. It's got the water. We're pretty much ready to rock and roll. Now, the transportation side of things, we have the ability to have a crisscross on the metro. Now, there's 2 ways I can do this. I can have the line connected from here that goes all the way down to the connection here underground. Direct connection to a bunch of different transport links. But also, I could utilize the second line to maybe having a metro stop just here to get onto this train station. So if people wanted to go, for example, up to, you know, drought or flood or this kind of area, they haven't got to travel down there to come back up. You know what I mean? Thus eliminating too much traffic on that junction there for the transportation line. So I think that might be a little bit of a better method. So, metro. And I could do a metro station. Now, we'll just do the standard underground one. Or I could do that version. Because eventually this will be like a built-up area as well. It's got connections to this side of the road. And I don't know if it's possible to put a crossing here. I don't think it is. But what I'll do, because I don't believe they can do it, I'm going to anarchy a path through this area. So if I went from there to there, it creates a crossing, even though I can't create a crossing, but I want to keep this style of road in. So at least allows them to get to this little train station right now. It's only a simple stop, but it allows them to get onto the train line, which is really, really important. So, we'll try and get this all connected then. So as a tunnel, it's coming from this side. So the connection's there, 37. So if I go 27, then we're looking at a 10 by 10, aren't we? 10 by 10 bend. Is that really a bend? There we go. It's as good as, right? It's as good as. Yeah, it kind of hits that little elevation change right there, which is not the best, but we should be able to get and push past through it. And then from down here, we tear it all the way up. So, I mean, I could eventually have, like, the odd metro stop tearing through here, to be honest with you. What other transport links do I have? We have the monorail just there. Do I add in an additional monorail stop? Or would they all be getting off, say, like the monorail stop there, just jump onto the... the metro stop there, just jump onto the monorail line to then go down to get to there? Does it then take away from it? I think it might, so we'll just keep it simple. So if I bring that to there... So that is by minus 24 from default, so I bring up to minus 12 here. And then we are doing an 11 by an 11 turn here. I know they crisscross over, but hey-ho. Down to there. So, I could do my first stop from here to here and back. Then my next stop from there to there and back. Very simplistic, but hopefully they work. They complement one another to the direction that I want to go. So you got the one that you can just simply bypass from going down there, jump on the train, out you skedaddle, or you can go straight down to there where you can jump onto, you know, different train lines, go in different directions, but also onto the monorail line, and you're in the downtown area of Las Vegas. They both work either way. Now, we haven't got any planes coming in just yet, or landing, but I'm seeing a few vehicles of people heading out. So the people of Dead End officially want to go on vacation. It's now just a case of waiting for our first plane to come in. So which is the landing and taking off routes? So they're both taking off the cliff and the landing in from land. I suppose that is a smarter way to do it. Landing this way and obviously fly over the dam. That might be a big drop for them, but I suppose it's all part of the excitement. Oh, is that a plane? Who are you? Oh no, you're the aviation club plane. You got me excited then. And yeah, they both take off over the off the cliff. So as soon as they take off, they've already got serious altitude with the big drop down below. So we'll try and make this airport a little bit more Las Vegas, if that's the correct term. So you know where we're going with this, trees. Yeah. So fill up this little section. I know this triggers a lot of people. But this is how it is, guys, okay? And I know I've got to get that brush mud as well. Does anyone know what the name of that brush mud is where I can just paint them down a lot easier? Oh, damn. Didn't mean to place so many there. Because I can really do with that brush mud. Bunch of palm trees. I know we got like these type of trees. Oh, snap, planes! Oh, these are both taking off. So we've got people leaving before people want to enter. Not sure how I feel about that, but hey ho, hey ho. Very good, very good. Oh, there's a lot of No, I'm sure planes just landed, hasn't it? Because I'm getting a load of people exit. I see people jumping on the metro line right now. Interesting. So it opens up this area right now around it to kind of do the usual stuff that you'll see near an airport, like the expo centers, the convention centers, that kind of stuff. Build some more car parks and whatnot. But yeah, there's quite a lot of vehicles already over here. So it does make me think we're probably going to have to add in some slip roads on this. But I'm liking the fact that it's away from a really quiet, well, away from the major stuff. It's near a quiet junction. So they can eventually just escape themselves and skedaddle out of here. I still don't fully know how to use this, the spawn area. I always thought this, you can kind of change where stuff spawns from. Like if I add a point, like how do I choose where the point goes? I mean, I know I got positions. But where does this point go? Add vehicle type. So that shows us where it is. Am I able to drag points? Oh snap, what have I done? So, okay, let me cancel that. We have the building here. If I duplicated the building. Now what if I change the position of this? Police, hearse, garbage truck. I don't know. This is something that I don't know nothing about, so I don't really want to mess with it. You know what I mean? I don't have much knowledge on this, so leave it as it is, Seniaki, because I'll end up breaking something as well. I'll do. Oh, stop! I've got planes coming in. I'm not even paying attention. Right, again, I'm still on selecting buildings here. What's going on? Right, there we go. Planes coming in with 200 people on board. Another plane coming in with 53. 50 on. This one's now boarding. This is amazing. We got loads of planes coming in right now, hot and heavy. Our first official planes of Dead End. Right, we've got garbage issues. We've got planes landing. Lots of tourists right now. Going to the casino hotel. They're all going to the casino. Oh, snap. They're all going to the casino, boys. So they'll be jumping onto the metro line right now. By the looks of it. If I fast forward. There we go. We'll jump onto the metro line. We should have a metro train coming in very soon. Metro train! There you go. Reveal yourself. So that's now going to come in hot and heavy and pick a load of people up. Here we go. Drops a load of people off. Picks a load of people up. And obviously that will then skedaddle all the way down here. Drop a load of people off again. And they then transfer to different lines. Whether they walk out the building, hop on the monorail, or hop on a train to go to a different area. So that's what I mean. We got to build everything in stages, but once we do, it all falls into place. And I can then start building around this area. So it looks a bit barren and plain at the minute. But this area will eventually be big and beautiful. So I'm not sure how this kind of changes the area. I mean, since we got the airport in, all of a sudden we got a huge residential boom that we need to kind of take care of. Which these guys are screaming out for not enough workers. So what is the job situation like right now? We've got 5,000 more jobs available than people living here. Now, it only really makes sense at the minute for me to build or placing more residential buildings within Los Wages. We did get a little bit of high density residential, didn't we? Yeah, just here. So I think we will continue that expansion just there. I think I'm going to pause for a hot min. Just delete these power lines. We'll get a little bit of high residential just here. So we want to try and complement the area slightly. A little bit of high residential just there. Then all of this being low residential. So that's quite a lot we're throwing in right there. Now, that doesn't have any power, but it eventually will when all this zoning kind of completes and pushes over to it. So I'll let that kind of naturally build up itself. Right. I also then want to make sure that we can make this area as walkable as possible. So get out of underground mode. So where we have the junction here, I'm going to have the little path that cuts across there. I'm doing it again here, and then I'll delete this. Because for some reason, I can't, or I couldn't get that to be in a straight line. And then for the road aspect, I do a little crossing just there. Oh. Now can I move that? Yes, slightly. Has it messed around with any of my zoning? No. So people can like live over here and just simply cross over to get over to this area where the monorail station currently is. Makes it a little bit more walkable for the area. And we'll build it all up. So, oh snap. Okay, I didn't realize that was the lifeline to the whole area right now. Seniac. Look at the destruction you are causing. So just real quickly, I'll just kind of push it over there. That's a bit more safer than anywhere else. And eventually, the big junctions that we got here, we got to eventually fill them all up. So we'll place the other little tree in, but I'm also using the trees as a sound barrier, as you can see right now, which is kind of handy. There's little gaps. I need to place more trees down. I think using that tree mod will be like a good idea. They've chose to build big trees in around there. But yeah, it's all coming together. We got the planes for days. Eventually the plane situation will die down. These are just everybody excited to get in over here right now. And I think the addition of the metro lines as well has really taken the edge off slightly. Now, how many people are using this station? 14, mate. 14. So there's extra 14 people didn't go down there, but obviously it will keep changing. 77 this time round. There's a lot of people get off now. Not too much, but it's a nice little transfer. Because it also allows people coming from these regions and towns via train to the airport to stop off here and then transport in, rather than going all the way down there to then transfer all the way back. So we've got good little connections. I'm happy with how that is now going to progress. So, more residents are moving in. It wouldn't be that too many residents, but it should eventually push up. And they take the jobs. But also some of them will go to university. But we're literally 5,000 more jobs than people at the minute. And it could be down to the fact that we have this huge casino industry that's taken a lot of the people as well. But yeah, it is what it is. So, eventually, I want to create a water treatment plant. Oh my goodness me. This is what I mean. I need to create a water treatment plant. Water does come down, but it dies off. I'm going to have to drop something nearby. Right, a little water tower just there. But you see what that kind of literally solves my issue there. Well, not solves the issue, but explains it. I need to create a water treatment plant for this area, for Lost Wages as well, kind of like we've done up here. Thinking I might build it down here and then make it kind of leak out into the stream down there. Which will then kind of solve the ability I won't be polluting this no more because I can get rid of all of that. I've got to resort out this over here too, because at the minute, right, does the water cross? It doesn't. This has got its own system on this side of the water. Creating something over here as well, so I'm not polluting the water which is running down via the beach. I've still got to sort the beach out anyway. Place some sand down. So these are all the stuff that I've got to do. Oh, did you see that plane, how it went over the dam? That was magical. I seen it fly over and then it dropped down. It's still approachable. It's a bit crazy, but they can definitely do it. This airport's having over 1,000 people. This is crazy, man, the amount of people we got coming in. And this building again. So many visitors. I don't know what it is about this building, but I feel like I've got to sort it out. I really do feel like I've got to sort this out, or maybe reposition it somewhere else, because where it is right now, it's causing mayhem for me right now. Can I make a road? Wait, this is not part of the building, is it? This is actually, that's a car park that I manually built in. So I wonder if I could 6 by 8 connect to there. I don't know how that would work. If I did a 3, try and get a 2. 2 by 2. 2 by 2. As we drive around the edge of the building. I mean, another 2 by 2 could connect here to there. But that's then throwing another junction there, which I don't really want to do. But I'm just wondering, is there an easy way to get people out of this area? Alright, we'll come up by 3 just here. Because I'm making the road go around the edge of the building. There's got to be an alternative, right? 4. Alright, let me delete this. Right, just bear with me on this, okay? Just bear with me on this one. I just want to see what happens. Because I'm causing ultimate chaos here. How is that killed off? Oh no, we're okay. So I'm causing the ultimate chaos over here. I'm trying to keep... Well, there was a large building here. I wonder if I can... Okay, let me pause. Four by 4 instead. No, you still can't get what I wanted to get in. It's nice to have that big chunk in there. So 2. We'll go back to what we just originally did. Which means we got to delete this bit again. So, I mean, that's. Right, what if I do... Let me just do it with a dirt road first. Which is now not going to let me do it, is it? 2. Nah, you know, let's just go back to my original one. 2. Which I now can't get because of how this is now working. 2 by... It's doing a 3. 2 by 2. 2 by 2 by 2. And then that goes straight down to there. See, I can't get the full-on connection for the zoning, which is a shame. I got a 3 by 3 square right there, which will kind of enable us to kind of build somewhat of a decent sized building, hopefully. And I'm hoping that they will utilize this little connection to some degree to bring people in and out. If not, we're going to have to move this building because I didn't realize how much of a hotspot this building was going to become. How much tourists we were going to see from this building, which I think is amazing. So it would be nice to try and also get it as a one-way system. Or if not, we can maybe utilize them to come in and out of a different area. So we've got so I take it we've got traffic lights on this little section here, right? No. Okay, there's nothing there. They're all trying to drive into this way. So like I said, it's all about trying to alleviate the traffic a bit more, isn't it? So if I made them all come into this area down this little slip road and then made them all exit out this area, let's see what I can do here then. So I'll treat this as a... going out that way. I don't have a version of it in this form, do I? Not really. Let me try it with the trees. That's probably a better method, isn't it? And then how it's set up looks pretty sweet. Which does mean they're all going to be coming from this road right now, which will basically put a lot of pressure on that road. But it's interesting to see how this kind of comes into play. If you have a more dedicated route. I feel like we're going to have to move this. I feel like we're going to have to move this because the traffic... I didn't realise how much traffic that was going to cause. I suppose you never know, do you? What building is that? It's the VIP Casino. Now, where's that? The VIP Casino. Do we have multiple of them? No, I reckon it's a unique building, isn't it? It's going to be a unique building. So let me start here. There's nothing in here, is there? No, nothing there. That is the luxury hotel. So it's a smallish building. Ah, there it is. See, it has its own roads. That's the only building that had its own road when we come to building these casinos. Which you could argue, Seniac, point proven. It has a visitor capacity of 10,000. So yeah, we're going to have to reposition that, aren't we? So what would be the best option for me? Maybe implementing it or placing it on an area where we can have a considerable amount of traffic flow through to it. Because the destruction that it's caused is amazing. Right, I'm going to delete it. Going to move it from here, which means deleting all of this. And we'll have to place something different, different in this area to work with this area a bit more. And we have this big 4-lane road that tears down to this junction. This is probably like our best bet. Really, wouldn't it? So how much is it? It's 45 big ones, but causes a lot of chaos and hassle in the long run. Hilarious. So we got to think about this correctly right now. So what we'll do is we'll use that road and we'll bring it up to there. So that's kind of like in line with these two roads here. What we'll do, we'll use this road as well next. So we'll try and get some car parks into play. So I went across to there. That's slightly off-centered, but let me sort that out as well. This running down to here. Could I utilize them as car parks? Because that building's going to be a huge pain for me. I feel like I want it on the end as a little U shape. Right, I've got an idea. Let me delete back there. And we'll utilize this road. So that is down today is 11. Down today has been a 10 so far. So if I do it by another 5. And then we'll use our 2-lane roads. So if I do a 5 and connect in. Do a 5 and connect up. So if I delete this little strip here. And then do another 5 by 10 by... There we go. Flip this around here. So I've created like a little roundabout. Wait, that's not the same distance. What is that from there to there? That's a 6. Okay. 6, that'll be a 10, and then down into a 6. So if I placed this here, right, but we unhook the road and then delete it. Well, that's as good as you're probably going to get that. So we have then this approach that comes up here, which we do like a little roundabout system. And then try and implement car parks down on both of these roads. So that comes up to there. So what is that distance down to there? 28. That is 27. So they're not far off being the same. And then if I can bulk up them here. Like that there. That there. In the hopes of saying that they can come in from multiple directions. This is all going to be car park that they can all park in. I don't know. This is one of those things. I'm gonna implement this, and we'll see what happens. So let me just get the car parks just right. So 1, 2. Because if this is true, and it obviously because the visitor capacity is like 10,000, and it can house this amount of people, then we need better infrastructure, don't we? We need some serious infrastructure. So they'll all come off this monorail in terms of travelling via walking. And we just need to keep them away from the main roads a little bit, so it doesn't backlog all the traffic. Now, I won't do that last little bit just there on both sides just yet. Just get those all in. It means I can place something down in the centre and create a really beautiful centrepiece. But you got to give it time right now for people to understand that this is now a way that they can go. Oh, let me undo that. That road that I've just implemented, well, around here to here, we got to connect it up some way. So it'd be nice to kind of get it running from the back. So, right, if I bring it up by 10, I can run it through the back side there. What's going on here? I thought it looked slightly off-centered then, but I think it's where the land dips down. Running through the back, reckon that's reasonable? Probably not. I'll do by 5 and then go up. Give me a little bit of space to do something with this area. It's where I can add in all the expo centres and stuff like that as well to kind of bulk this section up a bit more. But we have the little crossroads right now, which should... Oh, Siri's listening to me. But we have the crossroads in. But more importantly, we have 2 other alternative routes to get in here. Now, I could utilise this road as well and bring it up to connect in. But I wonder if this will be enough. We might start seeing people using this roundabout more to kind of connect in and get in. Might have to stick a roundabout here. To allow people to filter in a bit more. Which then means repositioning some of these. So I can move the Venezuelan one right opposite the monorail stop there. And this is the posh mall. I can move this. Like to other areas, like over here, example. To kind of keep the buildings off. Off the main bit of road. Does all the power still connect? Because that'll be a big oof if it doesn't. I'll do that just in case. Now it's all got water. So yeah, it's to try and keep them off this, and if I've got to stick a roundabout down, I've got the space to do it. Which I'm probably going to have to. Or I could hopefully set up the road a bit better, the connections a bit better. But I think a roundabout might be the one. I mean, it doesn't always happen though, does it? It doesn't always happen. I don't know how I feel about that, to be honest with you. I think it's one of those things, like, I didn't expect to be doing this today, so I haven't really got much planning for into it. If that makes sense. I could kill off this road as well, so they've got to come in from these sections. But I see how this goes. I've redirected a lot of the traffic, so I've got to give them a little bit of time to figure out what is now going down. Little areas like this here, so I can place in some commercial there and there. Be nice to get in some along... Oh, you can't really get there because of the sign. Fair enough. But yeah, if this road becomes like super duper busy, then we'll see what happens. But I've got the all the pieces. Oh, do you know what I could do? Now, I won't put a metro stop in. I've got this in here, which they can walk to and from. Right, this is his own little casino, the Rio Grande Casino right now. So it's probably, a good idea to start repositioning some of this stuff to kind of keep it off. Oh, no, actually, when I say repositioning, maybe put it like here. We have like a plaza with picnic tables, which will be probably, I say a good idea to move. I can actually keep it there. But rather than bringing the people to walk down here and walk up again, because they then cross over there, get them to walk up to the car park here. So bringing that directly up to there right now. Just changes things slightly. You can see how we start to get a vast amount of people now coming in. You can see how they're hitting up here. So then it's a case of making sure we got junction restrictions down where they can straight on flow through. And I'm not liking how they're crossing here as well, because it is stopping and starting my traffic. So the crossing doesn't happen here. They walk around, they cross on this section first. So hopefully it keeps the traffic flowing through. We are going to get the backlogs every so often, but it's how we kind of cope with it. So they're merging into a completely weird lane. So let's kind of throw in the one that's got the ability to turn on. There we go. So that implements a turning lane. I don't know whether that would be a good idea or not. But I feel like we're definitely going to need to utilize a roundabout, aren't we? So a 40 for 3-lane highway. So it's a bit too close to that casino, but I suppose I can always push it up, couldn't I? Alright, drop that down. I'm going to pause for a minute because it messes up my monorails. Monorail, there we go. So from here we're doing a 5x5 which connects us all in. So that sorts out the monorail. It messes with my little sign right now, which I think what I'll do, I'll delete it for now, and I'll probably push it up to this section over here, because as we are extending the strip a bit further up, it makes more sense to do so. Now problem is, it causes a lot of vehicles around this area, doesn't it? So even if I did stick the roundabout down, I got this huge... What's going on here? I need to get them exit. I think it's because they're not exiting as quick as I want them to. So don't cross, you can flow out. Don't cross there. So it pushes everybody out as quick as they're coming in. So with those movements right now, we'll see what happens. So just give it a minute for the vehicles to push through, and hopefully this roundabout gets sorted. But then again, I've got to add the roundabout stuff on it. Tell them how it is. So it's a little bit different on this side of the strip, isn't it? Can't believe how many people come to this. So why are they stopping still? As me upgrading the road, yeah, me upgrading the road removed that stuff. Gonna get rid of the crossing there and there. So they continue flowing, and hopefully this roundabout will be up to standard. They're all choosing to walk down this way, which is good for me. Can't believe how crazy that is. Which is keeping the roundabout now flowing. Which is what I like to see. Might have a little bit of a backlog there, but eventually we'll have more routes that go into areas. Like maybe I can utilize well, this road here coming in. That will eventually connect to that roundabout. Maybe having a better connection around here that kind of cuts in for more routes and stuff like that. But the roundabout should do its job, nonetheless. It should do its job. Which means then, do we have any beautiful fountains I can squeeze in? I know we have like a swimming pool. It would be in the unique stuff, wouldn't it? So I mean, we got statues. that I can squeeze in. Anything that will stand out. Nothing really there. Statue of Shopping. Plaza of Death. Statue of Wealth could be a good one. Do you know what? That could be a good one. Statue of Wealth. As they enter the casino. And of course, got to dot down a load of trees. For this area. So we originally had it here. Right, I've got to remove this casino as well. Maybe centralize it a bit more there. I might even move it to somewhere else. But it'll also be nice to remove the car parking situation on this road. There and there. So over here and here. So it pushes the car parking. I must say, the road look really weird, like it's got a bend, but it's on an incline slightly. Yeah, remove all the parking so it pushes them to the actual car park itself or to a building. Which is a lot more handier. So not a huge amount of people parking here yet, but once we get this area all bulked up with more stores and all that kind of jazz, it will look really, really good. It will look really, really good. That is the Venezia. That's how you pronounce it. But it's looking good. There's still more casinos that I can get in. It all comes down to money. But I feel like that roundabout right now is serving the perfect purpose of getting stuff rocking and rolling. So many people are going to be using that stop as well. A lot of people walking. But I didn't realize how many people use that casino. It's ridiculous, isn't it? But as long as it stays like this, we're okay. We should be okay. A few little hiccups here and there and everywhere, but we're doing it. We are doing it, boys. And then all the little gaps that we have left over, we'll fill in with trees and whatnot. But yeah, wasn't expecting to do this, but we set up some really big car parks, but that's okay. Because in this area, we're going to have, like, you know, the expo center and whatnot. So we're going to need those parking spaces. And I know we got a gap on the very end, but I think eventually we'll kind of push them further down, and then a gap in the middle will be a road that connects going that way, so I can get more stuff in, create roads going there and all that kind of jazz. So we definitely can have big plans for this area, 100%. It's just making sure that we don't overdo it, because we can eventually have some big traffic issues. Now, did I set up the restrictions on this? I didn't know, but I also don't have a proper in and out system for allow the vehicles to flow out, but they're doing okay. They're having their moments, but it's what's going to happen. Oh, look at that right now. We got shoot. What's going on here? There's not traffic lights, junction restrictions. You should be able to flow out. Ah! Right, okay. So if I make it where that is the only straight over section, and this 2 lanes here are the ones that kind of send you in the direction that you want to go in. Eliminates then the confusion of which side you need to be in. Which then push it. See what I mean? We're like, one brief moment can truly mess you up. It really can. But this still might not be the best option, so I just gotta see what happens as time goes on. Why are they wanting to go around again? Going to the Oasis pool, which is over there. I get what they're doing. So what if I just truly say that, you know what, guys? The only way you can go is out that way. That reduces then pushing over there. It's causing backlog, and it will make all these guys now completely flow out and utilize that roundabout a lot more. Which is exactly what we want them to do, right? So it brings them all in, minimalizes the traffic, and we'll just see what happens. Once I've got more connections in, then It should be all good. So many people. I mean, if it's too much eventually, it might be a good idea just not to have this building in it at all. Because the ridiculousness that this could cause us is through the roof, isn't it? It really is. But I think we'll end it for here anyway, guys. That's a headache for another time. We'll just see what happens. It is a headache for another time. We could utilize it a lot better by getting these roads connected up at the back side of it as well. It just all comes down to how we want stuff to look. I might have to like reposition that building. It all becomes a different headache in itself. But as of right now, has its moments, able to do what it's got to do. There is so many people walking about right now. It could be a good idea to also try and implement another version of public transport through this area, whether it be that we add in a metro stop between the airport and down here that just kind of drops off here a load of people. That could be a good idea to hopefully, you know, reduce the amount of people traveling. I mean, does it say where they've come from? They're leaving the city apparently. Right, anyone coming in? Where does it say we're going to? There, owner is Dexter Gray, which is here. He is a tourist. They're all tourists. Now, are they coming from over here? I mean, it might be a good idea to implement something like that in. But again, like I said, it's a headache for another episode. Because, you know, I didn't realize how crazy that could potentially become. But things are looking good for us right now. Things are looking good. We've got the airport implemented in. How is the sandstone industry right now? Not complaining about there's not enough workers anymore. So what's going down over here? So while the jobs availability has slightly increased, naturally does as buildings upgrade, people employed right now, we've gained an extra 2,000 almost. And we still got a nice chunk of residential demand as well. So all those people would have moved in over here right now, looking swagged out as hell. Utilizing the path really well too, which is good to see. Alright, not bad. Still got a ridiculous amount of people walking around here. Again, they're all tourists. Oh, do you know what I could do actually for public transport? Tours. Because it's all tourists, isn't it? Can I view the tourists? Tourism. We have 2,000 weekly tourists coming in. And they're all tourists. They're not residents, they're tourists. Do tours, Seniac. And on that note, guys, we're going to end it here. Hope you did enjoy this episode. If you did, look at the amount of planes. Smash the like button down below. Until next time, I'll see you all soon. So, goodbye.